For most people, the holiday season is a time for family, a time to give thanks and reflect on the years past. But for one woman stricken with cystic fibrosis, the opportunity to spend this Christmas with her family is truly a blessing. CNN medical correspondent Rhonda Rowland brings us her remarkable story.
Susan Burroughs has lived her life knowing she could die young.
There was never a defining moment when I was told that it was a fatal disease. I just grew up knowing that.
Knowing that the disease she was diagnosed with at age 7, called cystic fibrosis, could not be cured. The genetic disease would eventually ravage her lungs, making it nearly impossible to breathe. The odds were against her surviving beyond high school.
So I started college when I was 16 years old, partly because I knew I had a disease where I may not live very much longer, and I was on the mission that I was going to accomplish everything that I had wanted to do.
She wanted to get an accounting degree, get married, have a child.
I could not live through this life and not be a mom. I wanted to be a mom more than anything in the world.
Because of her disease, she could not have a child of her own, but she could adopt. Daughter Leah is 5. Now at age 39, Susan is one of the longest living people with cystic fibrosis.
When I married my husband at 28, I didn't think I would make it to 40. I know I'm going to make it till I'm 40, so, now I'll say, well, no, I'll make it till I'm 50.
But the only way she can possibly make to age 50 is with a new set of lungs. Her own are about to wear out. The wait for a lung transplant is long. It's 1 to 3 years. During the first half of the year 2000, 3,700 people were waiting for lungs. Just over 650 actually received a transplant. To stay alive, Susan does 1-hour breathing treatments 3 times a day. She uses a special vibrating vest to shake excess mucus from her lungs and takes more than 17 prescription medications. Daughter Leah knows her mother has CF.
A doctor is going to cut her chest and then put her new lungs in and throw her old lungs away in the trash can so it can't get out.
But Susan is preparing for the worst. She may not live long enough to get new lungs, or she could die from the operation itself. So she's written letters and bought gifts for the special times to come in Leah's life. Her first date, her wedding, birth of a child.
And so I had to start thinking about, like, when she loses her first tooth and when she goes to school, and will I be there for those things? And she just lost her first tooth. And I was so happy I was here, and I just cried, and I could take that letter and throw it in the trash.
While she waits for a new set of lungs, she prays and draws on the support of friends.
I don't think I would even attempt to do this if I didn't think it would be a longer, healthier life. If it's not, I want each and every one of you to know that I am not afraid to die.
The day every person on an organ transplant waiting list waits for comes for Susan. A set of lungs are waiting for her at the University of Alabama in Birmingham.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the transplant. We've been waiting and praying for this for a long time, and I'm ready.
The wait, 1 year and 2 months, ending with a thought-filled ride to the operating room.
Just please let Leah know that I loved her more than anything in the world. So I just want her to know if anything happens that I loved her more than anything. And she has the greatest daddy in the world. And Keith is the most wonderful husband anybody could ever possibly have. And I hope you'll know that forever and ever.
The 8-hour transplant operation is ready to begin. Susan's new lungs have arrived, the gift of another mother who suffered a sudden death.
As you can see, this is a dramatic operation that we would not be able to do without that decision that that family has made at one of the worst times of their life.
First, one old damaged lung is removed.
Hard to see how people can live with lungs like that.
One new lung is put in.
The right lung is in now, and blood's flowing into and out of the lung.
Then the same exchange of lungs on the left side.
The function of this new lung is excellent.
My expectation is that we'll probably have her breathing tube out in the morning.
Susan's husband gets the news. The transplant is over.
100 million butterflies in the stomach right now. But I still feel like that, we still have a long way to go. And so I'm trying to stay a little calm. She is just the most incredibly brave person I've ever known in all my life.
We do hope that as she gets over her operation, she'll be getting back into a more normal routine and will be able to do things as if these were a normal pair of lungs that she'd had since birth.
2 months later, even with a new pair of lungs, the doctor visits continue.
All the way.
What was it? 72%? Yes!
But being able to breathe again has come with a price. A scary episode of organ rejection and several changes in anti-rejection drugs. 4 months after her surgery, Susan celebrates with a party to raise money for a Cystic Fibrosis foundation she created.
I had spent my whole life fighting for cystic fibrosis and volunteering with them, and now I have a whole new mission, and that's to get out and tell people about organ donation.
Now, 6 months after the transplant, Susan's lungs are at almost 100% capacity.
I feel wonderful. I just absolutely feel fantastic. My life has totally changed.
After surgeons saw her diseased lungs, they say without the transplant, she had little time left to live. But with one of the most precious gifts anyone could give, the gift of life, Susan can still be a wife, a mother. Enjoy the simple things.
We can run and go hiking and we can go biking. And I'm glad she doesn't have old lungs, and I'm glad she has new lungs now. I love you.
And to be sure she's getting the most out of her new lungs, Susan's taken up the clarinet.
Yes, I got it.
Rhonda Rowland, CNN.
And you can go online to find out more about organ and tissue donation at organdonor.gov. That is The World Today. Thanks for watching us, everyone. Coming up next, Larry King Live, actress Maureen O'Hara. And 1 hour from now, an encore presentation of Recounting Election 2000. I'm Catherine Calloway at the CNN Center in Atlanta. And Merry Christmas, everyone.